My flavor buds crave the excitement.
Don't worry, all we need is a little fire!
Here are 10 things you didn't know about Frank's Red Hot, because even if you carry a bottle with you everywhere you go, even Frank's loyalists don't know everything about their beloved hot sauce.
Hot sauce is a precious commodity, Linda. You can put it on anything.
It doesn't belong in the fridge.
I don't belong here. I don't belong anywhere.
Refrigerate after opening. These are the standard instructions we see on all kinds of sauces, creams, and various supermarket products. So the reason so many of us put our bottle of Frank's Red Hot in the fridge is most likely out of habit. However, if we could give you a few words of advice, stop putting it in the fridge. You don't need to. One of the key ingredients in hot sauces is vinegar, which actually acts as a preservative. That means that there's no reason for you to keep it chilled in the fridge.
Don't do it, Dad. Please don't do it.
In fact, taking that idea one step further, not only is there no reason to do it, but it is also actually detrimental to the product itself if you do. Putting your Franks in the fridge could end up dulling the flavor, which is the exact opposite of what you want out of such a product. We know there are plenty of you who keep your Franks on your kitchen table at all times because there is never a meal that goes by without you pouring that stuff all over your plate. But for those who use it a little more sparingly, just keep it on the counter or in the pantry and maintain that punch of yummy heat for longer.
It's red hot.
The first buffalo wings had Franks on them.
Hot wing sauce is great.
The iconic and super delicious staple of every pub, sports bar, and food-eating competition came to be in 1964 in Buffalo, New York at the Anchor Bar. Today, we're used to having a ridiculously big amount of options when it comes to the coating on our wings, from mild to spicy to sweet and sour to honey mustard and garlic barbecue. There are so many flavors that selecting your flavor is sometimes the hardest part of any wing ordering process. But back in 1964, that wasn't the case. When the OG buffalo wings came out of the kitchen at the Anchor Bar, there was only one simple buffalo sauce.
One of a kind.
Only two very simple ingredients covered those wings: melted butter and Frank's Red Hot sauce. We don't know if there was any blue cheese available to dip those mighty wings in, or if there were celery and carrot slices on the side. All we know is that these were probably some delicious wings, since they were covered in Frank's hot sauce after all. And for those curious minds and sticky hands out there, wet wipes were invented in 1963, so even then, they had you covered.
Don't worry, I got it all covered.
Frank's hot sauce donut?
I do weird things? Name another thing that you think is weird.
For all you donut lovers who literally do put Frank's hot sauce on everything, you've probably created your own version of a Frank's donut at one point in your life. But earlier this year, Dunkin' Donuts did the work for us, or at least the people in Miami. You see, this hot story began in 2020 at Super Bowl 54 held in Miami, Florida. It started as a social media stunt when someone from Dunkin' Donuts challenged a Frank's representative to try one of their donuts with hot sauce on it. The challenge was accepted, and this led to Frank's tweet about how good it actually was and that Dunkin' should think about making them for real.
Doc, just do it.
And guess what? They did! The final product was an apple and raspberry jelly-filled donut with a Frank's Red Hot glaze. And just a day or two after the challenge, Dunkin' was handing out these Red Hot donuts for free at 2 Miami locations. These jelly-filled desserts were a one-day-only extravaganza, and there has been no indication that they will be brought back in the future. However, if Twitter's reaction is to be believed, Dunkin' would have quite a few takers were they to offer up this creation again.
Bring it back. Get it working.
How hot is it?
First hot sauce, now hot peppers. The spiciness will consume your souls, Titans.
With a name like Frank's Red Hot Sauce, one would assume the stuff is going to be, well, red hot. However, as anyone who has tried it knows, it actually isn't. Fans of true heat and those who love to test their spicy limits know that Frank's isn't the sauce to do that with. In fact, Frank's Red Hot Original clocks in at only 450 Scoville heat units, SHU. That might sound like a lot, but it's actually just in line with the pepperoncini or pimento pepper. The good thing about the lower SHU is that it does allow for the more actual flavor to come through, as opposed to just a hardcore burning. But if you are looking for more kick, you can still go with Frank's, but try their extra hot sauce. If you thought Tabasco was hot, then the 2000 SHU of Frank's Extra might just kick it up a notch for you. It might also be a fun prank to play on any red hot loving friends or family members. Just switch the label on a bottle of Extra and sit back and watch the smoke come out of their ears. But be a good friend and have a glass of milk at the ready for when they realize what you've done. Also, make sure to select a friend that's a slower runner than you, just in case they don't find it as funny as you do.
Yes, that's it. Let's put hot sauce in their underwear.
Who's the Frank's Red Hot grandma?
Who are you? Question is, who are you?
She's that sweet old lady who puts that shit on everything. It's a great ad campaign, and using an old lady to spout the catchphrase was a brilliant idea. But who is that foul-mouthed granny? It turns out that she is a great-grandmother hailing from the Great White North. Frank's most famous white-haired spokesperson is named Jean Hamilton, and she was 86 years old when she was asked to audition for the commercial, managing to keep the gig into her 90s.
Come on, kid, I'm not that old.
While Frank's campaign is how she is best known, it sure isn't this amazing woman's biggest accomplishment. Jean has had a pretty full and sometimes difficult life that has seen her survive cancer 3 times, marriage twice, raise 2 kids, and work at a number of different jobs ranging from tax assessor to social worker. We don't know if Jean actually puts Frank's Red Hot on everything she eats, or even on anything at all, but we do know that as far as product spokespeople go, she is definitely a fan favorite.
They love me.
Many celebrities put that shit on everything.
Yay! And don't forget the hot sauce, Cholo.
It isn't just you who loves Frank's Red Hot sauce. The popularity of the stuff is kind of staggering when you think about it. Not only have many regular people paid homage to their beloved Red Hot by getting a likeness of the bottle tattooed on their body, but there are also celebrities who are obsessed with the delicious sauce. If your friends make fun of you for carrying around a bottle of Frank's wherever you go, tell them that if they think you're weird, then so is Wendy Williams. Talk show host Williams doesn't trust that there will always be a bottle around when she needs it, so she makes sure to always carry one in her purse.
I just carry it around.
As she told one news outlet, she carries her own Frank's Red Hot sauce because there are a lot of places where everything is good, and when it comes to the sauces, they pull out Tabasco sauce. That's when she's like, "Are you kidding me?" And that's when the bottle of Frank's comes out of the purse. SNL star Leslie Jones also loves the stuff so much she put it in one of her sketches. The sketch was a parody of the television show Naked and Afraid, and in the sketch, Leslie makes a bottle of Frank's the one survival item that she is allowed to bring with her for the challenge.
Pretty smart, aren't you?
There's a whole line of Frank's sauces.
Yoo-hoo! Hot sauce, please!
While the original Frank's sauce has been around for 100 years and is still the company's bestseller, the Frank's Red Hot line of sauces has certainly expanded from that one OG bottle that put them on the map in 1920. Of course, we all know about the extra sauce, the one slamming your taste buds with 2,000 Scoville heat units. But did you know they also make a Frank's Red Hot Sriracha chili sauce, a stingin' honey garlic, and a chili lime hot sauce, to name a few? And given their place in Buffalo Wings history, it only makes sense that they also sell bottles of buffalo wing sauce and kickin' barbecue wings.
Too much sauce, son.
And they have also recently added even more new players to Frank's team with a line of thick sauces, perfect for brushing onto those ribs and meats when you're cooking on the grill. Although variety is the spice of life and Frank's is offering up plenty of variety, we do recommend that when it comes to carrying it around in your purse, you just go with one bottle. You don't want multiple bottles bouncing around and breaking in your bag. We don't know if Apple Care covers red hot mishaps.
Warranty voided.
Number 2 bought number 1.
Number 2? Number 2!
While exact numbers vary depending on who you talk to and what measurements are used, most online resources listing the top hot sauce brands in North America use Instacart numbers as the basis for their rankings. Given the intestinal reactions some people have to hot sauce, there are plenty of number 2 jokes we could make here, but we won't. What we will say is that while a number of rankings have Frank's coming in second, the number 1 sauce on those lists is often Cholula. Like Frank's, Cholula is about a century old, but unlike Frank's original Red Hot, the original recipe comes in at 1,000 Scoville heat units, compared to 450 SHU for Frank's. While all products want to be number 1, these days the people at Frank's are just as happy to be in second place behind Cholula, because earlier this year they bought the company. That's right, McCormick & Co., the company that bought Frank's Red Hot a few years back, recently laid down $800 million to acquire Cholula. There is no talk of the company producing a combo bottle with both sauces, but we would just like to put it out there that it would be awesome if they did.
Guys, I have a plan. The 4 words society fears most.
It's basically a health food.
Oh, yep, gotta have that Frank's hot sauce.
These days, we are basically all trying to watch what we eat and make better food choices in general. And as it turns out, putting Frank's Red Hot sauce on everything could actually be good for you. You see, capsaicin, which is the stuff that makes hot peppers hot, has some very impressive health benefits. It contains antioxidants as well as anti-inflammatory and anti-cancer properties. And just wait, because that isn't the best part of all this either. This capsaicin is most effective when it is combined with fats.
Don't you like food that's tasty and delicious?
Now, we aren't scientists or medical professionals, and we don't want to claim to be, but we watch Grey's Anatomy and can quote The Big Bang Theory, so we feel pretty confident when it comes to science and stuff. It does sound an awful lot like buffalo wings, burgers, steak, fried chicken, and pretty much all of the other delicious fatty foods we all like would be considered a health food when covered in Frank's. A dream come true. This just might be the best news we've ever heard. They need to bring back Jean and have her try to pitch that in the commercials from now on.
That's the best thing I've ever heard.
Frank's was born near Tabasco.
It's gonna be one of those guys who's really into hot sauce, you know?
These days, bottles of Frank's Red Hot sauce are produced in Springfield, Missouri, in the same place where they make French's mustard. However, the origin of the sauce is found further south in the bayou. In the 1910s, Adam Estelet and Jacob Frank teamed up in New Iberia, Louisiana to produce the sauce. New Iberia is not far from Avery Island, which, as hot sauce connoisseurs may know, is the birthplace of Tabasco sauce. The first bottle of Frank's came about in 1920, and rumor has it that there is still 1 bottle left from that early run of product.
Hot sauce.
We don't know what it would be worth, but we can imagine it being a pretty amazing collector's item for any true Frank's fan. But it does beg one question. If you could get your hands on said bottle, would you carefully put it on your shelf in a protective case? Or open it up and dump out a bunch on your scrambled eggs? As much as we would want to save it for posterity, we can't guarantee that our curiosity wouldn't get the best of us, even if our stomachs might end up regretting it later on. While vinegar is a pretty good preservative, we aren't sure that it would keep something fresh for 100 years.
It stinks, so don't smell it.
Spice things up with another great video. Just tap or click, then hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to join our notification squad.